I got my script on my phone today, just a little easier, and then I got visual aids on that, so yeah, it's a little tough recording myself and having a script. So yeah, that's what I did for this speech. So I hope that's okay. I became very critical of zoos and keeping animals in captivity. I wish it was against the law. Christopher Walker said this, and I completely agree with him. After going to zoos growing up and watching a few documentaries on Netflix and Hulu, I wanted to learn more about zoos. So, after a little bit of research, I truly believe zoos should heavily consider closing or making changes to benefit the animals. If you're a little confused, don't worry. I'll discuss the problems with zoos, then why they should be banned or have big changes take place to benefit those animals. But first, I'll talk about why zoos are a problem. And one of the main reasons is simply because their cages are just too small. Like, look at these lions. They're used to roaming the vast jungles. They're the king of the jungle, so they're used to roaming um, and dominating the jungle, hunting, preying. Uh, Sometimes lions don't like just that easy T-bone thrown to them. They want to work for it. They need a purpose. You know what I mean? But zoo, zoos say they provide helpful scientific research on how an animal behaves and reacts. In 2017, 173 accredited U.S. zoos spent $25 million in research and published 170 research manuscripts on over 480 species. I got that from the Zoos article. But while these animals are being researched, they are held in insufficient cages, like I just showed you. Like a dolphin gets captured from a vast ocean and put into a tiny little pool. That's like a human being trapped in a bathtub their whole lives. No one wants that. It's not fun. You want to go out and hang out with your friends. Nothing like that. Polar bears had an infant mortality rate of 65% due to small enclosures. Also got that from the zoo's articles. So the enclosures were so small that it was killing the polar bears. They were so unhealthy. But they argue that when they're carefully managed, these populations serve as safety nets against species extinction. They buy us time until we sort out the human side of an extinction equation. I got that from the article Graham wrote. So they say they save species from extinction, but if it's killing polar bears and saving polar bears, it doesn't really make sense. So to me, the cons outweigh the pros. And I believe that because an animal behaviorist only sees cases of clinical depression and OCD in animals that are held in captivity. Animals in the wild don't suffer from these cases, and they go depressed inside these enclosures because they cannot roam free or go get dinner for themselves. Like I said earlier, there are species in the wild that need purposes to live, and zoos take that away from them while living in captivity. Literally like jail for animals, but like the animal didn't commit any crime. So next, I want to provide a solution to the obvious problem with zoos. An article I read written by Tyson, he says animals have been operated on without anesthetic or fed stale bread and cakes as a large part of their diet. So these animals either get operated on and aren't being put to sleep or just have to sit through the pain. And a pretty popular documentary on Netflix, Tiger King, went viral. They loaded their trucks with stale meat from Walmart and would feed the tigers old meat from Walmart that Walmart couldn't sell anymore. Like, that's just not okay. So these low budget zoos out there cannot care for these animals like they should. These types of zoos, I believe, are unnecessary, and an unhealthy animal is not going to be entertaining or fun to be around. There's good evidence that chimpanzees keep track of favors and repay them. Cows even hold grudges and nurture friendships too. Robertson said this in an article I read. So if animals have simple human characteristics like this, then animals can definitely feel trapped and betrayed inside their enclosures. And if a cow can hold a grudge, he's not going to be too happy he's inside that cage. Zoos should heavily consider closing or making big changes to benefit the animals. I just want to reiterate that. Now I'll wrap it up and provide some opportunities for you all to make some changes. As I've said clearly, zoos are a problem because they do not provide adequate habitats or food for their animals. I believe there should be steps taken into action to limit the number of zoos. For example, to have about 20 to 30 zoos globally and just make sure they're financially stable and that these animals are in perfect care. They're doing research. They're showing kids the dangers of animals, like because some protesters have said zoos make people too comfortable around animals, so they don't know how to treat them or approach them in the wild if that were to ever happen. So I ask you to go to the Rainforest site, PETA, or change.org and sign a petition or two, or maybe three, and get the ball rolling on a change that needs to happen. Thank you and have a great day.